for just 1 week when you lost 3 pounds. So in the first week, you lost 3 pounds on this, right?
That is correct.
Your GLP-1 is a natural hormone that's in every single one of our bodies. And your GLP-1 lets you know if you're full. It's a satiety hormone. So when your GLP is working properly, it does help suppress your appetite as well as reduce those cravings. It's a sugar-free fast melt caramel. So what it's going to do best is it's going to reduce your sugar cravings or any other cravings you have in your body. It's going to suppress that appetite. But where Melissa got the most benefit, I think, over the last week was the L-carnitine. The L-carnitine tells your mitochondria, this is where you make, we talked about it before, this is where you produce energy in your cells. It actually tells those mitochondria to burn fat for fuel. We're noticing other people losing up to 7 pounds in the first week. 4 pounds has been about the average. As you lose weight and as you take these Bella Melts, it's going to help lower that blood sugar in your body as well.
All the information is there. MelissaHouseBG.com, MelissaHouseBG.com. Just now introducing for the first time Bella Melt with GLP-1 Fast Action.
Internet cut, city wrapped in the dark, but the fire in the street still lights every spark. They shut down the grid, think silence is peace, but you can't unplug a soul that refuses to sleep. Mothers screaming names into concrete skies, blood on the pavement, truth in their eyes. No Wi-Fi bars, but the signal is strong. Freedom got a heartbeat and it's pounding in songs. They want fear, they want ghosts, they want knees on the floor. But Iran stood up like it's never before. From Tehran to Kurdistan, from south to the north, every chant is a promise, every breath is a torch. When the lights go out, we still rise. When the screens go black, see it in our eyes. They mute the truth, try to bury the sound, but freedom don't die when the power goes down. CNN quiet, BBC gone, TikTok dancing while the blood runs on. They kill us slowly, then call it control, but you can't cage a people with a limitless soul.
Welcome back to another episode of Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for joining me today, Monday, January 12th, 2026, as we step into the third week of the Iran Revolution and the fifth day of blackout across Iran. We are live on worldviewtube.com, worldviewtube X, and Rumble channel. Also on X America News on X, and my platforms on Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, and Substack. We have a lot to get to, and I will do my best to get to all of it. But most importantly is for me to make sure to answer your comments, your questions, any confusion, anything you need confirmed. As always, since we're live, I will be looking at the comments section. I will read your comments, I will answer your questions, and we do what we did last week. I don't hold my hair against me today. I will literally tell you about my day. I wrapped my hair last night, rolled my hair last night, and then woke up this morning and breaking news after breaking news after breaking news, checking videos, sorting through information. And then I had to produce a show live at 12 Eastern time. Right after that, I had to produce another show at 2 p.m. And then I had to get on air by around 3:30. When I finished the second show, I realized I haven't opened my wrap. I opened it, and there we have it. So ignore the wild hair, or you can just relate it to I'm trying to be the lioness of Persia today. My thoughts are very scattered, so I appreciate you're always patient with me during this kind of time. I will do my best to stay focused and keep track of what I'm saying. Another warning on the comment section of any platform. You come to the comment section with anything pro MEK, anything pro Islamic regime, anything pro Islam altogether, immediate ban. I do not have the physical, emotional, and mental capacity to deal with you, and it is not my job to deal with you. Propaganda is cut off, which on that I should say, breaking news, the most breaking news that those of you who were watching Brandon's radio heard already. He broke the news, but the Tansim News, which is the direct and main news website of Islamic Republic of Iran regime, their .com was shut off by America. Huge. For those of you who may not know why this is huge, first of all, just the information out there, any .com, any domain that ends with a .com is owned by America. Simple as that. So America, this is not our government. I need to be very careful here. This is not our government, but the company that owned the .com decided to return the favor and put Iran's propaganda machine, which is Tansim News, on both, I shouldn't say both, on following languages: Farsi, English, Arabic, Turkish, and French. They just gave them a blackout. So that was huge. I thank anyone who made that decision, and I further thank the person who actually pulled the trigger on it. It is huge to shut down the biggest propaganda machine of Islamic Republic of Iran's regime. Their .com is down. That's wonderful. If it could just continue returning the favor of everything they're doing to the people. As I said, 5th day of absolute blackout in Iran. And when I say blackout, we're talking, if we could put the something blocks, I'm sorry. Thank you. I can't even talk. Net blocks. There you go. When we say blackout, that is the last 5 days of internet signal coming out of Iran. Nothing. Absolute blackout. And on top of that, they have shut down street lights. If you're following my Facebook page or my Substack, you've seen the videos I've posted that people are using their phones, flashlights to make history out of the darkness as well. Certain areas have lost complete electricity. The phone lines are down from landlines to cell phones. And those of you who have asked me on so many comments, what about a Starlink? They have found a way to block a Starlink. A Starlink is a satellite internet signal. If you have the right equipment, which they do, you can block it. So for 5 days, we barely hear anything from Iran. Now, I want to emphasize why this is way too important. A country with over 90 million population is in absolute blackout. And mainly what we hear is our hearts are with people of Iran. We back people of Iran. We do this, we do that, tweet after tweet, Truth Social after Truth Social, Facebook after Facebook is coming out. But think about it. It is 2026 and one tyrannical regime holds the power to silence 90 million, over 90 million population, and nobody is holding them accountable yet. And I hear you already on the comment section saying they're talking about it. That's wonderful. But you know how the if you want to come back to me, we can do that. You know the .com people that just shut down the .com of Tansim News? There are so many other non-military actions that could be taken against this regime that is not being taken. And for 5 days, we hear rumors, we hear gossip, we don't know. I had to sort through so many videos that were actually inserted into the badge by the regime. We had to sit there and clean up. Okay, this is a regime video. This is lie. And thankfully, most of the big names out there don't confirm their information. So all Saturday, private messages or public messages, I had to say, no, 2,000 people have not been killed. That's the propaganda by the regime to discourage everybody, to stop spreading it. I need to calm down. We're just at the beginning of this show. I need to calm down. And I do see your comments coming in, and I will address them shortly, I promise. So yes, a regime has basically isolated its entire citizens. And again, huge news that we did shut down the .com, but there could be way more done than it's been happening. As I said, we just stepped into the third week for the whole world to wait 3 weeks to even start some meetings. I don't know. Maybe I am, as I said, physically, mentally, and emotionally, I don't have the bandwidth to understand these patients that is being asked of people of Iran, or those who are not Iranians, but we appreciate them. They're backing us up. They're talking about Iran. They're spreading the truth. They're being Iranian people's voice with no bias. They're not doing it from one side or the other. We're gonna. I want to give I want to give a shout out to 2 platforms, and then I want to. As you know, I don't do X. I gave up on X long time ago. I was asked by a few big names on X that if you start tweeting these out, we can spread it for you. So I started. Now, if you go to my X account, you'll see that my account has been restricted. So I don't know. I don't know why. My page has been always buried. But thank you, X and Elon Musk, for silencing those of us who are working literally around the clock to get the truth, not the propaganda, not the over-exaggerated numbers, not the lies, but the truth out there. Thank you for restricting our pages. Now, a huge shout out to Facebook and all of my supporters on Facebook. This morning, we passed 9.2 million traffic in last 2 weeks. Thank you to every single one of the people who are on Facebook page of mine, following, sharing, resharing, sending it to other names. I appreciate you. And of course, a huge thank you and shout out to Substack for not only not restricting my page or dropping my page or giving me warnings, but allowing all of my subscribers and those who are not even subscribers have access to all of the notes, all of the reports. I believe we are trending on, I don't know, number 46 in world politics this morning. But I just wanted to say, everybody who keeps asking me, you got to come to X. I did. In 2 days, X restricted my page. So I'm not putting my time, believe it or not, my life right now, at every moment. I made it to this microphone as I was putting my headphone on. My producer called me to bring me on air. That's how close I got to even not making it to my own show. So I don't have, again, the time or the bandwidth to deal with a platform that is silent, restricting my page flat out, when the Facebook that you all hate has allowed my page to reach 9.2 million people in 2 weeks. So you do you, boo, I do me, but I'm done with X. I'm not necessarily closing my page, but there is nothing I'm going to put on X anymore until, I don't know, maybe one day when I'm completely done with these kind of reportings or the fight against Islam, I might post a couple of cat pictures there. We got to go to our first ad breaks. When we come back, I'm going to start reading your comments, and we're going to get into what happened in Los Angeles, California yesterday afternoon. Don't go anywhere.
Life is too short to spend a single moment spinning in laundry worries. Take a load off your mind with the all-new Norwex Powerzyme laundry detergent. This natural detergent harnesses the power of enzymes and plant-based surfactants to leave fabrics fresh and clean without fillers, brighteners, synthetic fragrances, bleach, or harsh chemicals. So go ahead, have your cake and eat it too. More than ever, stressful stains have met their match. Powerzyme's fast-acting enzymes break down organic substances while natural surfactants loosen locked-in dirt and oil, removing residue, stains, and odors with ease. With 91% bio-based ingredients, this dermatologist-tested hypoallergenic formula is suitable for sensitive skin types and delivers a safe and effective clean that won't harm you or the planet's waterways. Less time spent worrying about laundry means you can focus on what truly matters. Norwex Powerzyme Laundry Detergent. Discover the power of nature and load up on confidence.
Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for staying with me until now. We're going to get to the comments as soon as I finish this plug, let's say. More than ever, I do need your support, guys. I do. So cyruswellness.com. I've been talking about cyruswellness.com, which is technically products are Norwex for about a good month now. I've been using their product for 6 months. I have completely converted, basically. I have moved over all of their products. I haven't used all of their products because they have a lot of products, but the products I have used, I've definitely committed to them. And not only switching over, again, this isn't asking to buy luxury on top of what you need. These are basic essentials you use literally every day in your household, either hygiene, shampoo, conditioner, cleaning supplies, cleaning products, and cloth. Switching over, you save money, you get 100% chemical-free product, and on top of that, you help me big time. Trust me, big time. And the more orders comes in, of course, affiliates like you better and they stick around. So cyruswellness.com, I don't know, we kill about 5 birds with 1 stone. And they do have great products that I will strongly suggest you try. And most likely you're going to switch over. cyruswellness.com, no promo code, no extra steps, no nothing, just no sign up, no subscription. Get your product. If you like him, you could then put him on auto ship. But otherwise, just simple shopping. cyruswellness.com. That is cyruswellness.com. Let's get to the comments. They're coming in fast. I appreciate it. And again, wherever you are, please go ahead and share this feed. Hi, Lori. Thank you so much. Blessing to you as well. Hope you get some rest. I don't know. That does sound pretty good, but we'll work on it. You're very kind, both Dawn and Lori. I wish my hair looked that good. You think I feel like it's, but thank you. Well, here's a suggestion, Lori. I have switched over now. By nature, my hair is pretty good, but I have switched over to the shampoo and conditioner of Norwex, cyruswellness.com, and it definitely, I have been able to manage to do washing my hair only once a week and still keep the shine and the cleanness, so that's good. Did you hear the letter to Robert Spencer? Dan, I did. You messaged it to me. I will do my very best to read through it. I saw your message pop up. I saw the beginning of the letter to Robert Spencer. I have not read it. I'm so sorry. I promise I will read it definitely tonight. Stephen, you put this comment before I explained that a Starlink has been blocked. So, but I will address it again. They had a Starlink, but it has been blocked. Thank you, Maritza, for your prayers for Iranian people, and myself included. Okay, so Lori's asking, so how are the reports coming through, Annie, if the internet and Starlinks are down? They're not. Very few are. Very few. Most of them, I'm receiving most of them on just text format or audio, like they're sending voice messages. Videos are so very impossible. If you look at my pages, I might have posted 3 videos yesterday, maybe 1 today. They're barely making it out now. Those who are making it out, forgive me, I can't tell you. There are very few. There is one way in very few areas that some people are able to very briefly connect to internet, and then they have to take off. As you know, the active internet in Iran is government internet that is constantly traced. So, but again, reports aren't. We're barely getting, as I said, text is coming through apps that are not necessarily Wi-Fi activated. But that's one of the exhaustion of since Friday. I think I posted on weekend or something. There were a few times that I felt like I can't breathe just because I don't know. I don't know what's going to hit us next. Is this a repeat of 2019? For those of you who may not know, in 2019, there was an uprising. The blackout happened a week later when they came back online. Reports showed 1,800 people slaughtered on the streets of Iran. So I'm just staying in prayers. And when reports do come in, then, I just grab them, confirm them, and then put them out. Dan says, for 46 years, Ayatollahs and radical Islam. Dan, there is no radical Islam, love. There's just one thing, that's Islam. And Islam by itself, by nature, is radical. Has held the people in a brutal, crushing lock, forcing its people to take action against innocent and perceived enemies of Shia Islam. The people of Iran could no longer stand the honor, the horrors, the hangings. Yes, but the Iranian people never gave into the force of doing anything against other humans. If you're referring to IRGC, excuse me, IRGC members, they weren't forced. They chose to do it. And as I said, you see in a lot of videos, a lot of them aren't even Iranian. And those who are Iranians, again, every country has its own people who wouldn't mind inflicting pain on other. Excuse me. A volunteer force of U.S. Army retires and recently discharged soldiers that could protect the people and keep airfields open. Then I'm guessing that's one of your suggestions when I said there are many actions that could be. That's the thing. I can sit here, to be honest with you, with my very tiny little knowledge, and that's my sarcasm, because someone a few days ago messaged me saying, you stop trying to sound like you know much. You don't, and we're all aware of it. So my little tiny knowledge, I can sit here for next hour and tell you all the ways, not even military involved ways, that people of Iran could receive help. I saw someone, I'll get to it in a minute, somebody put a comment on my Facebook page saying, how can we raise money and then get food and water to at least to kids? Well, at the moment, UN has not seen the urgency of the genocide in Iran to show up with aid, right? None of the foreign countries have put any pressure on the regime saying you have to allow foreign press in. Did you know no foreign press is inside Iran after 2 weeks? We just stepped into the third week. You do not see anyone from outside of Iran requesting access, all they're doing to their citizens is get out of Iran, which is reasonable. But all the international war correspondents, they're nowhere to be found. They're not. And also there's no request for check, and UN has not requested any kind of inspection. Nobody's going in with aid of anything, you name it. There was a video from a hospital that came out that the head of surgery literally said, we are short-handed, calling out to international community, we need surgeons. The number of gunshot wounds that are coming in, they're dying because we don't have enough surgeons to get to them. No one has offered to go help. On my Substack, I said it. I've said this for a long time, and most people think I say it because I'm Iranian. Well, it happens I am an Iranian, but proven fact by history is Iranians have always been the most abandoned freedom fighters ever. And today, you see that. You have watched the aid, the crowdfunding, the Doctors Without Borders running to Ukraine, running to Afghanistan, running to Gaza, but they haven't found their way in Iran yet. And let me repeat, we stepped into the third week of this yesterday. Okay, continuing on the comments. Dawn is asking if the prince's message, Crown Prince Pahlavi's message is getting to the people of Iran. Yes, it is. It is. Again, I need to be very careful how much I talk or what I say, but Crown Prince Pahlavi puts out those videos in Farsi with English subtitle for us to know that he has issued a call to action. That is not, like, he's not getting it to people of Iran through Instagram. They have their own way of getting these videos or Farsi printed of the call to action inside Iran to the people. So thankfully they are getting the message. Thank you, Kiki. I appreciate your support for me and my people. Yeah, there you go, Dan. It was you. Allowing medical supply and emergency food for civilians is not happening yet. And I don't think it's going to happen. Well, it never happened. 47 years, 12 uprising, 2 major bloodbath, 3 long duration. And don't take my word for it. Go back, look it up for yourself. No aid has been sent to the people of Iran. I don't know. Maybe just like everybody thinks I'm bulletproof. Everybody thinks my people are as bulletproof as I am. So they think they never need help. I don't know. They probably eat dirt and survive. Okay, let me check on some of the comments of YouTube as well. Thank you guys. All your comments are coming. I'm going to do my very best. And Rapture Ready. Hi, Annie. Wondering if you just heard the same I did about MEK. Don't worry, beautiful, as usual. Love you, sister. Love you too, sister. I don't know. I have heard a lot about MEK, so I don't know what you've heard, but I will get to MEK on our next segment. But I will, you let me know and I can confirm. Gary, thank you for your passion. Trump needs to act now, hammer the regime now. And don't worry, guys, I'm blocking them, so don't even bother yourself with their comments. Thanks for your channel, Inaz. We really need more English sources. If you need some volunteers to help out, I can dedicate 1 to 2 hours a day. Thank you. Thank you, Jamal. I appreciate that. Yes, actually, that is a brilliant idea. I should have probably reached out to you guys sooner, right? Saying I can use some help. And yes, we do need more English resources and sources. And again, I go back to just pay attention to the quiet, the music video we played at the beginning of this program. I don't know why I do this to myself. You know, I know when I hear that I'm going to get all choked up and then I do it right before I come on air. Anyways, point being, that you barely hear anything from anyone. Some people touch on it, bare minimum information, they move on. They talk about it if the name associated with Trump or something Trump said. Otherwise, they don't talk about it. And that should tell you exactly why I say what I say about Iranians being alone on their own in this fight forever. I'm doing what I can. I have submitted an op-ed. Well, I haven't. A very dear friend who has access has submitted an op-ed on my behalf to Fox. We have not heard back yet, and I'm not going to wait forever because these information are too important not to come out immediately. If I don't hear back from them tonight, I'm publishing it on my own Substack. I have sent information to many outlets. They're ignoring me. They're ignoring most Iranians. So it's good for you, for my fellow Americans, to know that you always thought mainstream media is bad. These 2 weeks just showed you who your alternative media as well is as well. Just don't forget. Alternative media hasn't touched on this either. It's not like my phone hasn't been blowing up with requests. As I said, Brian House, who has always, I actually told him on a private text a few days ago that you are part of the Iranian family at this point. He has always been on the side of my people. Every time anything happens, he's like, you got my show. Come on in whenever you have updates. Or even like today, when I can't be on myself, I just text him the information and he immediately breaks it on air. So except Brian House, I have had Brianna Morello on InfoWar, who had me on, and I'll be back on her show tomorrow morning again. And that's about it. We got to go to our second ad break, guys. When we come back, we're going to talk about what happened in Los Angeles yesterday. Well, hello, everybody. It's Annie Cyrus. Welcome to my artist studio where all the magic happens. This is the station for painting, and that is the station for all the resin art I do. If you want to check out my art, all you gotta do is go to lutfstudio.com. sure for this, I hope I'll see you at lutfstudio.com. Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for staying with me until now. I greatly appreciate your comments, your shares, your prayers, and your words of encouragement. And there you go. That's the second possible way you can support what I do, which I need your support. Be clear, I was told I do need your financial support more than ever. lutfstudio.com is where you can find my handmade art. It's all made by myself, no help, no machines. It's literally me, mold, and resin, and different colors. lutfstudio.com. Use promo code MISSION for extra 10% off. Dan Dreyer on Rumble. It is so good to see you, Dan, and I appreciate your support. I want to address 2 comments before we got going. Hi, John. You know, I always feel great when I see you on the comment section of either Substack or Facebook. You've been there for a long time, and I appreciate you. John asked, do you think it would be good for the United States to take action now? That is a question that I have to break into the segments. What kind of action? United States of America took action during 12 Days War as well, but it was a terrible action. Drop B-2s, get ceasefire, kept the regime in place. So, if United States of America takes action as per request of the leaders of this revolution and just do what has been asked, that is not of people of Iran's capability, absolutely, it should have happened 2 days ago. But if United States of America decide to take action under their own guesstimate and analysis and thoughts and plans, no, United States of America should not take action at all. That's the simplicity of it. Part of me is waiting to see what kind of action United States of America is planning to take. The type of action is way more important than when they're gonna do it. And Rapture Ready, I see a comment here. I don't. You said this is a double-edged sword. I don't know where we were when you made that comment. So if you could tell me, and then do not let emotions override facts. I love you very much. You have been a great supporter, but I'm going to address this generally. I have been doing this for 10 years, reporting truth. I have been as factual as any human being can be and more. But on third week of a full-on revolution, it might be a little... I'm never letting anything override facts. Even when I'm yelling and screaming or crying, I'm still talking facts. But one of my fears today of coming on air was, do I have the emotional capability to not be emotional? And I told myself, you don't, girl, but you still have to go and report, because nobody, I mean, literally nobody is doing it. So bear with me. I will ask for forgiveness. I am extremely emotional. I take longer pauses than usual because I have to. But please don't ask me not to be emotional. I know I make the joke that people think I'm bulletproof. I am not. I am just a human. I might be a little tougher than most people of my age, race, and gender, but I am a human. I've been literally on it 24/7. Some of the videos I had to watch that I never posted or put on my show. Not easy to watch and not get emotional and not get crazy mad. So credit me for what I have handled so far to this day, and allow me to stay emotional while I will always give you the facts. Even if I don't like the facts I'm reporting on, I will always give you the facts. Now, let's get to facts. Let's see. Yesterday, Sunday, January 11th, in Los Angeles, California, like many other cities of many other states and many other countries, Iranians pro-Pahlavi anti-regime protesters gathered in front of federal building in Westwood of LA The gathering started at 3 p.m. By about 5 p.m., based on reports, including some of the messages I've received, remember my previous life was in Los Angeles, from my own good friends saying, we wish you were here, close to 3,000 people were gathered. And a U-Haul decided to drive right into the crowd. Thomas, oh, you got him. There you go. You're amazing, Thomas. Thank you. Thankfully, nobody was seriously injured. No one lost their life. Few minor injuries, but they stopped the truck, the U-Haul. They actually tried to take the driver out. Police came to his rescue. He has been arrested, and he has been taken into custody. As always, his identity has not been released, but we don't need his identity. We don't. Of course, anywhere you look, also the police department has said that we are not considering this a politically motivated attack. Well, let's talk about this U-Haul. There's a still image. By the way, I want to just say, you see, this is how we do it. This is how we do it. That's how Iranians do it. We don't run from the U-Haul screaming, hiding. We run towards the U-Haul, stop the car, get the driver out where police has to come save it. See, we need to take notes on how we handle situations. Promoting not good behavior. There's a still footage going around. We have it too. We'll put it up here. There are two banners on the side of this U-Haul. One in Farsi, one in English, which is pretty embarrassing to know that every American outlet that reported this incident said it was in Arabic and English. And I'm like, for love of all things journalism, at least you should know that we speak Farsi, not Arabic. And that text was Farsi. Anyways, the English and Farsi almost meant the same thing. But I'll tell you the English as we get ready to put that picture so you can verify what I'm saying is truth and fact, not something made up. It says, no Shah, Shah means king, no Mullah, US, do not make the mistake of 1953. 1953. I'm sorry, it says no regime first. And then after the 53, it says no Mullah. When I saw the footages and I got the picture, I immediately posted on my Substack and on my Facebook, and I said, this was an MEK attack. Where's immediately? How do you know? Police said we don't know who. First of all, really? You're going to wait for police to tell you what was the motive and who was behind it? Here's how I know. MEK, Mujahideen Khalq, their slogan has been no king, no mullah, or no Islamic regime for a good 35 years now. It is their slogan. It is their blueprint. Also, MEK has used the 1953 Mossadegh, the coup d'etat, as their motto for requesting or for opposing the Shah of Iran from day one. So when you see those slogans on the side of a truck, if you're me or any other Iranian, immediately you know who's behind it. Now, since these videos came out, and again, thankfully, nobody was seriously injured, nobody was killed. But, and police is going to charge him with assault with something. We're like, okay, I guess we're dropping, bare minimum we can go with. But the very first thing a lot of Iranians, including myself, came out and said was, we've been telling the US to go ahead and redesignate MEK. For those of you who might be watching me for the first time, you might have missed my other reports. Mujahideen Khalq, MEK, was designated as a terrorist group in the United States of America in 1997. 1997. Now, you hear a lot of liars tell you that it was designated because the Islamic regime kept framing MEK for a terrorist attack. But if you would bother to go read the original designation, you'll see that MEK was designated as a terrorist group for their attacks during 1960s and 70s during the Shah of Iran. Islamic regime didn't even exist to frame anybody. For their attacks that killed American soldiers stationed there. American soldiers. But with those liars and those who are on the payroll of MEK, heavy lobbying, convincing that this is Islamic Republic of Iran's regime, framing bunch of innocent, God-fearing, good people. If level of sarcasm is too high, tell me, I'll try to tone it down. People like Hillary Clinton, people like Rudy Giuliani. Did you ever think those two names would be on the same sentence of lobbying for the same group? I know. Well, it is. In 2008, under Obama, MEK was removed from the terrorist list. A lot of us have been requesting for them to be put back on the list. You wanted a reason? If the driver of that U-Haul was a white Christian man, and that U-Haul was driven into any of the Minneapolis protests, he would be called a domestic terrorist, wouldn't it? And again, tell me if I'm twisting facts or if I'm looking at this in an emotional way. Please do. But I'm pretty sure the facts are straight. If that driver was a white Christian man, and this incident happened in one of the Minnesota protests, he would be charged by domestic terrorism. So therefore, this driver of MEK representative shall be charged with domestic terrorism, and also MEK should be considered to be redesignated as terrorist group, because this time they tried, listen, those Iranians on the streets of Westwood, at least 90% of them are American citizens. So MEK sent their guy to kill American citizens because they're too desperate. They really thought Rudy Giuliani is going to take over and twist it and make all Americans fall in love with MEK. They underestimated how many of us Iranians are going to be out here exposing MEK, digging documents and facts about them to show people who MEK is. So now they're back to their old ways. That's what MEK has always been. When they had a window opportunity to take power and they lost that window, they went for terrorism, killing. Remember, they cooperated with Saddam Hussein in Iraq in promise of Saddam Hussein is going to get rid of the Islamic regime and give the power to MEK. Hey, listen, MEK supported Khomeini because Khomeini promised them that if you help me topple the Shah and invade Iran, I'll give you position. That's MEK for you. Now they're back to their old days. So, if you care for America, again, this incident happened in America. And if you want to support Iranian people in any shape or form, I want you to write to your legislators and encourage them to look into what just happened in Los Angeles, California, and explain to them that this is a great opening for them to review MEK actions since 2008 until today, their finances and those involved with them, and put them back on the terror list. We got to go take our last ad break. When we come back, I'll read some more of your comments and we're going to conclude on today's show.
Hello, I'm Brandon House. Melissa and I have been taking Bella Grace, this powerful elixir, since last fall, 2023. The results have been amazing. My hands would crack and bleed, deep cuts and cracks every winter for years. No matter what we did, we couldn't get them to stop cracking and bleeding. This year, I took Bella Grace, no cracking, no bleeding. My acid reflux, gone. Haven't had to take a Pepsid. My hair growth, the last 2 times I had my hair cut, the lady had to use thinning shears on my hair. That's amazing. We've also received incredible feedback from you, our listening audience, and the impact it's had for you. This is loaded with astaxanthin. That's a powerful antioxidant. Collagen, but top grade collagen. Studies show 95% of it is being absorbed in the body because of the way they develop it. Then we have something called cat's claw. That's an anti-inflammatory from a vine in Peru. It's the bark, and it's an anti-inflammatory. There are about 80 clinical trials on Bella Grace. Please get a subscription now and save. MelissaHouseBG.com.
Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for staying with me until now. And one more time before we dive back into the comments and the topics, here are 3 ways you can financially support what I do. CyrusWellness.com. CyrusWellness.com. Great products, chemical-free, 100% chemical-free, very affordable prices, 2 years warranty on each product, and a great way of supporting my work while you get yourself cleaning supply, hygiene, cloth, pet product, kids product, and keep your household healthy. Also, lutfstudio.com. That's lutfstudio.com. If you're looking for a gift for an upcoming event, a wedding, I don't know, anniversary, birthday, anything, one of a kind, handmade by myself, all the products. There also, you can head over to my Substack. liveuptofreedom.substack.com. That's liveuptofreedom.substack.com. And if you can afford it, become a paid subscriber. That is also a great way to financially support the unlimited hours at this point that I put into doing what I do. And I want to also emphasize, don't think this is me solely reporting on Iran for people of Iran. We all know the outcome of what's happening in Iran will have a major effect on us right here in America. So liveuptofreedom.substack.com is where I will invite you to subscribe. And if you can afford it, become a paid subscriber. One question here from Dawn. Why do you think the Iranian people are so abandoned? Dawn, do you mean why do I claim that? Or do you mean why do I think they are abandoned? I'll address both. Why do I claim they're abandoned? Well, history shows that 47 years of uprising, fight, prison, torture, execution, bloodbath. And again, you'll see that no one has gone to help them. The time we dropped the B-2s, which was the wrong action, but even if we say America went to help, it was during 12 days war of Israel and Iran. It wasn't about people's uprising. You look back, tens of thousands who have died, tens of thousands who disappeared or were executed. They have been always on their own. As I said, no aid, no medical assistance, no food, no water, nothing is going into Iran. And you normally see a heavy silence when it comes to any of the 12 uprising in last 47 years. That's the claim. Why are they abandoned? Well, on the op-ed that I sent in that I don't know if it's going to make it or not, I mentioned you need to realize Iran is not just a country. It is the crown of the region. It has too much benefit for too many countries to have its own freedom. That is how 79 came to. I know majority of Western schools teach you that 79 came up because Shah was this, barbaric dictator, murderer, tyrant. That's not true. They placed the mullahs there because Shah of Iran, starting from his father, Pahlavi, Reza Pahlavi, to Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, the son, to the crown, who's now trying to help people of Iran, and Western countries are avoiding him. They stood up to the manipulation. They denied being anyone's puppet. That's why he had to be removed. And that's why for the last 47 years, every single power has tried their best to keep the regime in place, directly and indirectly, from Obama sending them billions to Trump saving Khamenei's life, because Iran is too important. A free Iran is a threat to the globalists, to the elites, to the power-greedy, hungry leaders. That would be the why of it. Okay. We literally have 6 minutes, and where do we go with the 6 minutes? Because I have so much to do, but we don't have enough time to do all of it. So let's just quickly to this. Let's do this. For anyone, I have had people who are like, you know, MEK doesn't exist anymore. Thomas, can we put up the website of National Council of Resistance of Iran, which, by the way, is to my audience, this is the name you hear. People will say MEK doesn't exist anymore. They reform themselves and they go with this name. If you go to their website, which we just did, on their menu option, they have option PMOI. Can we click on that, please, Thomas? Thank you. There you go. The People's Mujahideen Organization of Iran, Mujahideen Khalq, MEK PMOI. They are right there. Did they rename themselves? Yes. Did they drop their founding members and the belief of the organization? No. If you scroll down to the very bottom, now, for those who think we're making things up, at the very bottom of this long historic of where they come from, you notice out of 6 footnotes, 2 of them, one is Quran 7:157 on number 3, and one is Quran 2:256, number 5. Both those 2 verses you've heard of before from all the good old Muslims in America, promoting that Islam is a good thing. So there you go. Mujahideen Khalq, MEK exist. They still believe in Quran. Their propaganda is nothing but propaganda. I encourage you to go to their website. As you just noticed, their website has a full English. Within the propaganda, you'll catch them because thankfully you've been kind of sort of hanging out with me. So you spot the propaganda, you see the cherry picking of there is no compulsion in religion. That's the verse they used as their source, their number 5 source. You know, you've seen all of that. There are so much information. If you just take the time, you realize who MEK is. And then you realize those who are accepting money from MEK, promoting MEK, bashing Crown Pahlavi, you know who they are. Those very people, why am I even beating around the bushes? Giuliani made his entire career on the ashes of September 11 and his chant of Islamic Jihad, I'm a fight Islamic Jihad. And he's been funded by Islamist Jihad through MEK. As I said, they rebranded themselves, absolutely. But that very, even the menu button is perfectly placed. It doesn't say MEK, it says that PMOI. And then when you click on it, boom, the history of where they come from, what they believe in, and their founders is right there. I noticed some of you saying, I'm curious. No, America did not create or fund MEK. Mujahideen Khalq started on its own. They came to a lot of money during cooperation with Saddam Hussein. There are reports and records that Saddam Hussein paid them millions of dollars for their cooperation during Iran-Iraq war when they were selling their people. By the way, Giuliani, you're not going to watch this, but that's all right. Those who come defending Giuliani, let him know this. What kind of oppressed, poor, good-hearted patriots of Iran is MEK that they sold Iranian people to Saddam Hussein? Tens of thousands of blood of Iranian people during Iran-Iraq war is on Maryam Rajavi's hand, the one that you go visit and take pictures with. That woman sold Iranians to Saddam Hussein because her and her husband were mad that Khomeini didn't keep his promise and didn't give them a position in government. Furthermore, they were very, very much in need of Saddam Hussein's millions to continue their terrorism. So they sold Iranian people. So next time you want to sit there and call them patriots, you either don't know the definition of patriot or you're too broke that you need to continue collecting money from MEK. Either way, I don't care for you. But that's MEK. For my audience who care to know, these people gave location underground tunnels ways into Iran to Saddam Hussein during Iran-Iraq war. And I already told you that it's in the go to Congress website, look up MEK, you'll see the documentation of MEK having American soldier blood on their hands. And you can go to their website and you'll see that their strategy is Islamist Marxist blueprint. You will see that they will claim that we believe in choice for hijab, but then look at their pictures. Not a single woman in the organization, including their comrades, is not wearing the hijab. I have 3 minutes. I need to try to get to some of your comments as I have promised. Okay. Okay, by the way, I'm glad you put that there. Tulsi TV. If you want to watch them, that's all right. But Tulsi TV is not, I repeat, it is not a reliable source. Tulsi TV has announced on their broadcast a good dozen times in last 5 days that Khamenei escaped country. And then 2 hours later, they said, well, no, that was not confirmed. Then 2 hours later, they will tell you regime failed. 2 hours later, like, no, not yet, but it will at some point. So Tulsi is not a reliable source. They will say whatever they hear. They're not a reliable source because they're bad people. They're not a reliable source because they don't actually filter through the information they receive. The first news they hear, they air it. And then they don't even come back to explain what they did. They create confusion. They're spreading lots of unconfirmed information. So again, I'm not saying don't watch them. I'm just saying be careful how much you rely on their information. Thank you, everybody. I'm sorry I didn't get to all of your comments. I love that you're all here. I love that you are praying for the people of Iran. I will ask you to continue praying for them. They need it. I will, if you're watching me outside of Facebook or Substack, I will invite you to either join me on Facebook or Substack, preferably Substack if you can become a paid subscriber. I am reporting around the clock. All my information is, even if I'm taking 10 minutes later than anybody else to post, I'll make sure they are verified through reliable sources, mainly from inside, so I don't have to later go delete or update on, oops, sorry, that was the wrong number. Pray for all the leaders of Western countries as they try to make a decision as to do they right the wrong of 79, or do they continue empowering that wrong. I want to tell you I'll see you tomorrow, but I have always been honest with you. I will see you tomorrow if I have the bandwidth to.
Better science leads to better outcomes. So by understanding the science in much more intimate detail, delivering a value product that is so different from anybody else.
So when we're stepping outside into seasonal changes, low humidity, sunlight, pollution, all of these things get communicated as stress on the top layer of skin that produces free radicals, and they're bad news for collagen networks. They're going to break down the collagen network and collapse